Hey YouTube, welcome back. I believe my next shooting video I'm going to do on the Mosin Nagant M91. So I'm going to do a little bit of research. Quite a bit more than I thought there was, so before I do the shooting video, I'm just going to read some stuff I found, a little bit of the history, the performance. I'm not going to go into the factory ammunition, hand loading, or anything like that. You want to hand load, I'm sure if you're already hand loading, you know where to find the information. I'm going to start on the history here. 1882, the Russian Chief Artillery Administration opened a commission to explore the feasibility of converting the Russian single-shot service rifle to a repeating magazine-fed rifle. You have to excuse me, I got my contacts in, I can't read up close very well without them, and my lighting stinks. Between 1883 and 1885, several designs were submitted, while the most promising designs were put forward by Sergei Mosin from Tula State Arsenal. But with no simple solution, the commission was eventually dropped. By 1886, France had adopted the world's first smokeless powdered cartridge, with other military powers following suit thereafter. In 1889, the Russian military opened a new commission under the direction of Major, I cannot pronounce this word, Mannilcher. Lee and LaBelle were tested, however. These of most interest to the Russian military were of the 7.92 millimeter, .311 caliber rifle created by Sergei Mosin, and an 8.89 or .350 caliber rifle produced by Belgian firearm designer Emily and Leon Nagant. Initially, the Nagant rifle proved the most successful design. The Mosin was somewhat rough, utilizing low-quality materials. Nevertheless, a Lieutenant General P.L. Chebysher submitted a written report stating that the Mosin design should be adopted due to Russian invention. Further trials found that the Mosin was, on closer inspection, a serviceable rifle without some of the complexities of the Nagant. The Russian military finally adopted the Mosin rifle. Historians suggest that the rifle incorporated the Nagant rifle magazine and feeding system. More recently, there has been debate on how much actual influence the Nagant brothers had on the final design of that minor influence. The new rifle bore designed three-line rifle of 1891, a line being 1/10 of an inch and referring to the caliber groove diameter was 7.92 millimeter or .311, with a land diameter of 7.62 or .300. The cartridge later became widely known as the 7.62 by 54R. The R identified the cartridge as being rimmed. Initially, the 7.62 by 54R was loaded with a 210 grain. Oh, that would be a massive round. 710 grains. That would thump your shoulder. Was loaded with a 210 grain round nose bullet, giving 2,200 feet per second from the 31.5 M91 barrel. With Germany's adoption of a light high-velocity pointed bullet for their 8.57 JS military cartridge in 1905, Russia followed suit in 1906, adopting a 148 grain pointed bullet loaded to 2,800 feet per second from the 31.5-inch barrel. In 1892-1895, the M91 produced in France until Russia was fully tooled up for mass production in 1894. Production over the next 20 years would remain steady. However, the beginning of the First World War in 1916 created an immediate shortage of rifles. To fulfill demand, contracts were given to the American firms Remington and New England Westinghouse to build 1.5 and 1.8 million rifles respectively. The following year, two Russian revolutions saw the Russian monarchy overthrown by what would become the communist government, halting any further overseas production of rifles. Both Remington and Westinghouse had made heavy financial commitments to produce the M91 rifle, and the defaulted contract threatened financial ruin. Fortunately, the U.S. government came to the rescue, buying a total of 800,000 M91 rifles. These were marked M1916 U.S. and issued to the U.S. 339th Army Expeditionary to Russia, where U.S. supplies would be scarce, allowing soldiers to utilize the 7.62 by 54R ammunition along with military use. U.S.-built M91 rifles were made available to civilian hunters. Ammunition which had been produced for the Russian contract was available from Remington and Winchester. Ooh. Although both the rifle and cartridge did not gain popularity due to the much favored Springfield 30-06. I've got an 1917 Enfield chambered 30-06. It has been sportsized, good round. I have an M1 Garand chambered 30-06. M1 Garand is semi-automatic versus the Mosin Nagant bolt action. I don't know which one. I'd be torn on which one I like shooting better. Russian production of the M91 Mosin continued to 1930, the model being typified, I didn't know that was a word, by its hexagonal receiver. There were three variations of the M91. The infantry rifle, 31.5-inch barrel, Dragoon, 38.75-inch barrel, and the Cossack, 28.75-inch barrel with no bayonet fitting. Mine has a bayonet fitting, so I need to see if mine is either infantry or Dragoon. Go on here. In 1930, the M91 was updated, recognizable by the round receiver. The 28.75-inch barrel was standardized, and the rifle redesigned as the M91-30. So mine is going to have a 28.75-inch barrel because mine was made in 1944, so it is an M91-30. The M91-30 was the basis for the Russian sniper rifle M91-30 PU, with the attention-turning accuracy of sniper rifle combined with the low-powered optics. The M91-30 PU was used to great effect during the Second World War, Russia having the greatest number of snipers of any action of any nation, the majority of these being women. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but I do believe the M91-30 PU was called the Dragunov. It was a Russian sniper rifle, and I believe that's the one they're talking about. If anybody has any better information, feel free to let me know. In 1938, the Russian military adopted a carbine version of the M91-30, featuring a 20-inch barrel, designated M38. In 1944, the M38 was improved and the new model designated M44. This rifle served alongside the M91-30 until retirement from the line service with the USSR adoption of the SKS in 1945, followed by the AK-47 in 1947. Besides serving the Russian military, the Mosin rifle in 7.62 by 54 was adopted by Finland, what followed its own unique evolution. When the Tsar of Russia was disposed of in the Revolution of 1917, the people of Finland, originally under the rule of the Tsar and issued the M91 rifle, declared independence during driving Russian forces from Finland's borders. With the M91 already in service, the rifle was officially adopted in Finland's infantry rifle. Arms stocks were built up by buying used or captured M91 rifles from other countries, as well as damaged rifles that would simply be used as parts. Ammunition was produced in Finland and designated 7.62 by 53R. The first finished designated Mosin Nagant rifle would be the M24. Barrel length was left at 31.5 inches, and although serial numbers were often mismatched, the M24 was a far more finely tuned rifle than the M91 as originally issued. I'm going to see if I can find me an M24. In 1927, the finished M24 was updated, featuring a heavy, accurate 27-inch barrel produced by either SIG or Tikka, Tikka, along with other minor improvements. In 1928, further modifications led to the M28, culminating in 1930 with the M28-30. The rifle now features a superior bedding platform. I'll pause this a second. And I'm back. In 1927, the finished M24 was uploaded, featuring a heavy, accurate 27-inch barrel. Okay, I read that. At this time, the companies Tikka and Seiko were becoming renowned for making accurate M28-30 rifles, and these companies, including SIG, would become known for their manufacturing of supporting arms. A little bit of history of the 7.62 by 54 Mosin Nagant. I'm just going to go through here, and I should have highlighted what I was wanting to touch up on. Let's go on down to performance. The 7.62 by 54 is very similar in case capacity to the 284 Winchester, with a short but very wide case, similar to modern short Magnum cartridges. Potential power is similar to the 308 Winchester and 30-06 Springfield. Depending on the barrel lengths, the 7.62 by 54R being highly effective on medium game. It said potential power similar to the 30-06. I find the 30-06 out of my M1 Grand having a bit more shoulder bruising power. And as far as medium game, I would have no trouble taking my Mosin Nagant buffalo hunting. I would have no trouble with large game. If I ever had the chance to go on an African safari, get large game there, I would have no issue taking my Mosin Nagant. Factory sporting ammunition typically features 180 grain bullets, which achieve 2,450 feet per second, and 20-inch barreled carbine, and up to 2,550 feet per second and 24-inch barrel. SVD, Russian term, I imagine, I'm not sure what it's for, it's in parentheses, and 27 28.75 inch barreled rifles. Okay, in 27 and 28.75 inch barreled rifles. Duplicating the power of the .308 Winchester with hand loads. 150 grain bullets can be driven at 2,800 feet per second carbine and up to 2,950 feet per second in large barreled rifles. Think about this a minute. 2,950 feet per second. There's 1,150 feet per second as the speed of sound. So with the 20-inch barrel, the bullet leaving the muzzle at, where did I see that? There's 2,950 feet per second. You're approaching Mach 3. That barrel leaving that bullet leaving the barrel. That's moving. Like the .303 British, a long-term limitation of the 7.62 by 54R has been a lack of enhanced performance projectiles such as the Hornady SST or an AMAX 30 caliber bullet design. The current 3.11 to 3.12 inch bullet design also tend to lack high BCs apart from the Sierra 174 grain Match King. Did a little bit of history. I found quite a bit of an interest. I found a lot more than I thought I would. It is one of the, where did I say it? It is or was or is the highest used rifle in military. SVD and Tiger semi-automatic rifles for some merit. Yeah. It's a very good round. The ones I bought were military surplus. I'm shooting military surplus ammunition through them. Very accurate. I have no problem hitting a target at 100 yards. That was when I shot it quite a bit. I have not actually went out and shot it to be shooting targets. I've played around with it here and there, but I don't think it would take too long to sight back in. The power comes out of this round is just, to me, is immense. It's just such a small round, and the percussion that comes when that round comes out of the end of the barrel, just the percussion of that can be felt. So be looking for my next video. I'll label this in part 1. Part 2 will be me shooting the Mosin Nagant and may go over a few more things there. Thank you for watching, and as always, any comments, feel free to leave them. If you have any recommendations that I would like to hear. Hope see you again.